Quarterbacks.
All right.
We've got NFC West quarterbacks. We've got Brock Purdy, and this is the question mark. But right now it's Jacoby Brissett. We've got Matthew Stafford and Sam Darnold. Super Bowl winning.
Sam
Darnold. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start us off with my opinion, which is hilarious because I'm looking at what ESPN is saying right now.
Okay.
I'm going to say Matt Stafford.
I would definitely agree.
And I think that Cooper would probably agree because that's his boy, his long lost prodigal son.
Yeah.
But the dude slings the pigskin. He's a surgeon.
Yeah.
He's a surgeon.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing you have to factor in here again is kind of what we talked about when we were going over the AFC is leadership. Can this guy lead the team to win games? Okay, Matt Stafford isn't putting up he still is, but he's not putting up exactly the same numbers that he was that Super Bowl year or some of his years with the Lions. But what he loses in his performance, he makes up for in his IQ. It's like, I don't know if I want to make this comparison, but it's kind of like watching LeBron. You watch LeBron as a younger player, he just kind of brute forces it. He has the physicality, he has the foot speed, but then as he gets older now, you watch him on the Lakers and he's dropping dimes and doing everything else that he can do mentally. I think that's where Matt Stafford is at right now, and I think that he's the best quarterback in the NFC West.
I would agree with you too.
Well, and I know, so Kenny in the chat, I know you're saying, I know you're saying that Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, those guys are a great quarterback room, and I'm not here to disagree with you. I think that they have the best quarterback room. We're just looking at who's the best pilot, who's going to quarterback the best, and I think that Matt Stafford just slightly edges out Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is in his prime, in my opinion. Matt Stafford, is a retirement question mark here and there, but Matt Stafford is a Hall of Famer. He's one of those guys that he is a 4,000 yard passer every year. He is he's just going to find a way. He's a dog. I specifically have images of him against the Browns burned into my head with a broken collarbone going out for the last play and just making it happen.
That was an insane pass.
Yeah. Well, he just willed the win. And a lot of times that's tough to do. A healthy Brock Purdy is right behind him, in my opinion. And anytime you're sitting in a Kyle Shanahan offense, kind of like an Andy Reid offense, you're going to have success. And I think that's why you take a Mr. Irrelevant after wasting a very high draft pick on, who was it? Backup quarterback now.
For the Rams?
Yeah.
Ty Simpson?
No. Oh, shoot. It's escaping me.
You're going to have to find it in the comments.
Trey Lance. Wasted a really high draft pick on Trey Lance. And, give credit to the San Francisco 49ers for cutting Trey Lance loose, even though they wasted a high draft pick on him. You don't want to pay the guy. If he's dead weight, you get rid of him. So in my opinion, that was a good move. And they found their guy in Brock Purdy, and they've paid him. I mean, how many times can you say a 7th round pick has turned out to be a franchise quarterback? Even Tom Brady was 6th round. So, I love Brock Purdy. I love everything he stands for. I love watching him play. I love that offense. But, if you had to gun to the head right now, give me Matt Stafford over Brock Purdy. I mean, he almost won an MVP last year, so I can't argue that. After we thought he was dead on a crystal table,
Stafford won the MVP last year.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Which, in my opinion, leaves us with Darnold.
Sam Darnold,
who we had this discussion last week, saved his career last year. In fact,
definitely.
it's going to be really hard for him not to play another 5 years as a starter. I think about that. You went from being a backup in Carolina to a backup in Minnesota to win in the Super Bowl. To win in a Super Bowl. It's wild. Like, hats off to Sam Darnold. I don't care what you think of him. I don't care what you think of the Seattle Seahawks. That's a fun story. That's a fun story to think about.
That will definitely be taught by kids one day for Sam Darnold.
It's just crazy to think that, you're struggling to keep your job for the New York Jets. Then, you're struggling to keep a job with the Carolina Panthers.
You're the backup to Bryce Young and Baker Mayfield.
Then you're struggling to keep a job after a good season. You have that one bad game, but you still have a good season, and you lose your job in Minnesota, and then you come out and have the best season of your career and win a Super Bowl.
This is an insane career.
Wild.
Yep, it was wild. That's a fun story.
Insane journey.
Yeah.
Running backs. So Jeremiah Love, number 1, right?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
By the way, he's injured.
Yeah, he's suffering.
He is.
It's an ankle sprain, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it's hamstring.
Is it? They changed it to hamstring.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he's questionable for week 1.
That's even worse. Worse. So that's gonna drop him for me. And to be honest with you, like, they have a terrible O-line. They don't know who their quarterback's going to be right now. It might not be pretty there. They only have one wide receiver. They have 2. I mean, Michael Wilson's a good wide receiver. Trey McBride's good too. So they might do some stuff there. He's going to get half the touches. Tyler Allgeier's a great. It's good. They're going to split it up, especially if he's hurt. You might see a lot of. Yeah. So
go ahead, Coop.
The running back depth in the NFC West is kind of wild. You look at the Niners, like James Conner as your running back 3 is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, James Conner, even though he had a severe injury last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely. Here's the thing with James Conner is he's gonna bulldoze. I mean, you can put him in there for some third down packages and completely just wreck some stuff. Now, here's what I'll say. Jadarian Price and Zach Charbonnet, that's going to be a fun backfield to watch because Zach Charbonnet took half the snaps as Kenneth Walker. Like we said previously with the Chiefs, Kenneth Walker, it's a recency bias on how good he did in that Super Bowl game and really the last 2 playoff games. But Zach Charbonnet's nothing to sleep on. Then they go and pick up Jadarian Price, who was Jeremiah Love's backup, who also took, 30% of the snaps at Notre Dame. Jadarian Price, I got to be honest with you. I really like some Jadarian Price. And if, again, not fantasy football, but if I'm a fantasy football owner and Jadarian Price is on the board late and I can sneak him, he's going to put up some stats this year. He's on a good team with a good offense, good quarterback, good coach. Like, you go down the line, he's going to get some yardage and some stats. But I don't think he's better than Jeremiah Love. If he was, I think Notre Dame would have probably played him in front of him, but he's going to be good. I think that this might be one of the best across the board running back divisions across the board. I mean, when you look at those guys, I mean, you're talking about top 15 in the league running at that position.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. Moving on. Wide receiver 1. There's really a big toss-up. Well, there's a couple big toss-ups, I guess.
Yeah.
Two different sets of toss-ups. We got Puka Nacua going up against JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba. We're trying to let my Ohio State bias come out here, or how well he played in the NFC Championship game. But Puka Nacua is an animal. I think that he's 1 year away from his Showtime wide receiver meltdown that all good wide receivers seem to go through. And he, your Juju Smith-Schusters, your Antonio Browns, you go down the list. Yeah, like he's 1 year away from doing something absolutely wild. He's already he's had some really weird off-season moments this year.
Oh yeah, anytime he shows up any live stream, he's absolutely not wild.
I think that he is gonna have a great year this year. And don't even come close to touching him next year, because he's gonna
be
he's a ticking time bomb.
He will be in prison. So I got to go with Puka here. And I mean, just by the narrowest of margins, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
There you go.
And if you have any questions, ask Utah Utes defense about Jackson Smith and Jigba setting some NCAA records on that game.
That game was crazy, to be honest with you.
I mean, you could ask the Utah Utes about Puka though. That's the battle for the Holy Land.
Yeah, BYU, right?
BYU versus Utah.
BYU.
Yeah,
let's not forget. But
Puka. That's a great name. Just a great name.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the other one that's going to make it kind of difficult is Marvin Harrison Jr. versus Mike Evans. Now, you give me Mike Evans 4 years ago, I'm taking Mike Evans hands down.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's coming off of a severe injury, a season-ending injury, and the problem is Marvin Harrison is or should be better. In fact, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison played on the exact same team in college. Marvin Harrison was far better than Jackson Smith and Jigba, but Marvin Harrison hasn't had a quarterback, or at least one that is willing to play in a game. He'd rather play Call of Duty. And he still doesn't really have a quarterback, and he's had some problems catching the ball.
That's what I was going to say.
So
I think the Mike Evans I would take for the third spot.
You think?
Yeah.
Cooper, what do you think?
He's way better than
Mike Evans and Kyle Shanahan's offense, or Marvin Harrison?
That's a tough one. If Mike Evans is back to being healthy, I think I would take Mike Evans there, but he's getting up there a little bit. But he's Mr. Consistent, right? Mr. 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards a year, yeah.
And so
all but last year.
Yeah, right.
I think because of that fact and getting in the Shanahan system, I'll give Mike Evans a slight edge there, but that's no knock to Marvin Harrison Jr. because
I think that's
the NFC West is just loaded, literally.
Right.
Every position basically.
We've said that too. This has got to be one of the toughest. It's got to be the toughest division to play in.
Yeah. This is a juggernaut for a reason.
And to be honest with you, like if the Cardinals have a quarterback, you put them in any other division. I mean, you put them in the NFC South, it's a dogfight for first place. And the Cardinals are up there. It's just it stinks. It stinks that they're going up against all these other teams with all these other solid coaches and solid players, Yeah. All right. Wingman number 2, or wide receiver 2.
We got Davante Adams.
Yeah. Davante Adams is up there. Rashid Shaheed came in last year. They kept him. Cooper Kupp, if you want to put him up there. I know he's toward the end of his career, hasn't got as many balls. Michael Wilson has had some amazing numbers, especially when Marvin Harrison had been out those couple of games. And then, what should be Ricky Pearsall or what should be Brandon Ayuk ends up being Deebo Samuel. Pearsall's out for the year.
And Brandon Ayuk is going nuts.
He's going to Psychoville too. I don't even know what team he's on. I think he's still with the 49ers last I checked, but you would think he was on the Commanders, the way he was talking about the Commanders. I don't even think he's on the Commanders.
And then Stephon Diggs signs there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be big for them. That's a big pickup for them. In fact, that might change the way we look at, what we were doing before. Right. But
2 weeks ago.
All right. In my opinion, you can't go against Davante Adams. I mean, Davante Adams he's pushing Hall of Fame numbers. If he has a good quarterback here and there, in those couple years, right after Aaron Rodgers left or with the Raiders, those kinds of things, Davante Adams he's something special.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So
the fact that he's even a wide receiver 2 at all is insane.
Yeah, on most teams he would be a number 1. I would say 75% of the league he's a number 1. But when you have arguably one of the top 2 or 3 wide receivers in the league, and Puka in front of you,
yeah.
So,
okay,
let's drop him in there.
All right,
and then let's take.
Oof, this is tough.
Starting to add up, huh? Well, I think Michael Wilson is definitely ranked higher than the other 2. Rashid Shaheed is very similar to what we were saying with Xavier Worthy. He is that streak. He is that take the top off of the defense, let Jackson Smith and Jigba go to work underneath, that kind of Cooper Kupp running the slants, that kind of thing. He's there for speed, and that's just about it. You got to put somebody on him, and you got to have a safety there ready to look over top. But
he's a little more of a gadget guy, right? Rather than, I think, Michael Wilson, who is as a wide receiver 2 is more productive, I would say.
A possession receiver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I can agree with that. And then Deebo Samuel, there's been a lot of question marks with Deebo Samuel. I think it comes down to Rashid Shaheed and Deebo Samuel, and they're very similar and opposite at the same time. Deebo Samuel does a lot of his receiving in the backfield, and then they let him go to work. They almost roll him out like a bubble screen, almost like a running back, and then let him try and break 3 or 4 tackles to get 5 or 6 yards or bust one out. I like Deebo Samuel and what he has done in the past more so than Rashid Shaheed. If we were saying special teams, Rashid Shaheed and those like punt returns, kick returns have been pretty electric. He definitely has big play capabilities, but I think so does Deebo Samuel, but in a set offense. And I think now that he's back with Kyle Shanahan, you might see some of those old school plays that we used to see where Deebo Samuel was, again, one of those top wide receivers for, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago.
And Seahawks in 4th.
Yeah. Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
Then speaking of the Seahawks,
go ahead, Coop.
The fact that Cooper Kupp is a wide receiver 3 is also insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
he didn't touch the ball last year. He barely touched the ball.
It's just.
But at least he's a Super Bowl champion again.
Yeah, that's true.
One for each NFC West division rival.
Yeah. Okay.
Tight ends.
I don't know how you can go against Trey McBride. I think that he is very similar to Brock Bauer in a sense. He can absolutely change the dynamic.
Yeah.
He's a big frame body with great hands. And if Carson Beck does come in and he does well, I think that Trey McBride could have a big year. If Marvin Harrison catches the ball and takes pressure off the tight end, then it's a different story as well. So I got to go Trey McBride here.
Good pick.
At tight end.
And the number 2 is also fairly obvious if you ask me. I think you have to go George Kittle.
Yeah,
you got to go George Kittle.
You got to go George Kittle.
And now he's coming off a big injury as well with his Achilles. But, I mean, he's just one of those guys who he loves getting down and dirty. He loves blocking. He loves going out and catching one. And he's his dog. I mean, he's a dog. He loves football.
Yeah.
I see no reason why he wouldn't be right back into the middle of everything come first game. I know he's going to work hard to get back into it. So
yeah.
All right.
Totally agree.
And that brings us to Terrence Ferguson or Colby Parkinson and AJ Barner or Elijah Arroyo.
Okay.
Now, Terrence Ferguson had a pretty good end of the year, and I think that's why they have him ranked so high. And then as far as AJ Barner, they don't have him ranked very high. So if you guys are okay with that same setup, I'd be okay with that.
That's okay.
Yeah, I do remember Colby Parkinson getting that nod as tight end one, I think, earlier in the year. And then, like you said, Terrence Ferguson kind of walked away with it at the end of the year. But,
right.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I think a lot of it has to do with their offense and offensive coordinator and how all those schemes kind of fit together. So, yeah, I could see that for sure.
All right.
So here's where it's gonna get tricky, my boys.
Yeah.
Before this offseason, I would have said nobody is topping the Seahawks. That playoff run that their defense took was absolutely
incredible.
So impressive. And I know their offense looked good, but their defense was just lights out. Like nobody could touch them.
And filthy.
Insert Myles Garrett trade to the Rams.
That was an insane
and
trade.
Aaron Darnold saying
coming out of retirement, probably. That would be an insane duo.
So
that would be sick.
That's gross. Like,
yeah,
it's not fair, really. Like,
I mean,
how do they keep getting all these players? It's almost like the Dodgers.
Breaking news.
Okay.
Breaking news. Von Miller has signed with the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
wow.
That's a big move.
Does he still have a little triangle on the back of his head? What's his hair looking like nowadays?
The little ducktail.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
So Von Miller has been signed to the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
So coming back home from college.
But I mean, I also got to say, y'all, Aaron Donald today he worked out with the Rams again. It was he's worked out with the Rams twice.
If he comes back, then we're done.
If that's
we're done. We're done.
That's just terrible.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett is the best defensive player in the league. Period.
No question. I think last year he solidified that.
That, no question.
Solidified.
Playing on a bad team. And the only benefit I guess he had was that the defense was basically on the field for the whole game. Browns offense is really on the field. So
I mean, you gotta go with the Rams.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
I think
that's a tough one.
If Aaron Donald, if that thing does fall through and he does return, I think you give him the nod. But just because of all around how solid their team is, their defensive squad is, and what they've already proven, I think I'm still gonna keep Seahawks at number one, just because the Rams do lose Jared Verse, who was a monster. Granted, you replace him with Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
I don't know if Myles Garrett can single-handedly replicate and take the Rams defense to be better than the Seahawks defense.
Well, and I agree with the coaching thing too. I mean, it's one of those things like it's the same defensive coordinator, the same head coach. System's going to be the same. They're going to be good. I mean, for the most part. They just paid their cornerback. I gotta go with the Seahawks, but closely followed by the Rams. The resurrected Rams defense.
Yeah.
I think that it is, like that fast. They're a Super Bowl favorite.
I saw that if Aaron Donald does come out of retirement, all the NFL fans are going to blame us, the Browns, for trading Garrett to the Rams.
Well, I'm sure everyone had a crack at it.
But I mean, Garrett wanted to get out.
Well, and to be fair, like the Browns needed to get him out. Like, you want to have the best player in the world on your team, but at what cost? His paycheck was astronomical, and they weren't getting better. He had amazing stats, but at the same time, they're not getting better. So you gotta reload on draft picks. You gotta go get somebody for cheaper, some young bucks, and just hope it pans out, because, well, for the last 10 years, we've had the best defensive player and we've got the worst results. So it's just one of those situations where it hurts, but you cut ties and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So anyway.
All right. Well, I think the rest of it's pretty easy. The Cardinals have some good pieces, but they are trash on defense.
Yeah.
Probably would be better, but they play in a tough division. And then you got the 49ers. And I think the 49ers, a big part of that comes from being healthy. I think being healthy hurts.
Yeah.
Okay. Flight command. This is also really hard. I'll do the one that's obvious. Here we go.
There
you go.
That's easy. Easy, right?
That was the easy one. All right. Yeah. Maybe somebody in the chat can help us out if they want to, but we'll see. This is the hard part, because you're going up against Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, and McDonald. They're all just it's tough. I mean, you're talking about three of the most coveted coaches in the NFL right now.
I mean, McDonald has a Super Bowl in his resume, and he had a good defense last year.
Yeah. I mean, if you talk about resumes, Kyle Shanahan has the worst of those three. No Super Bowl wins.
Maybe third place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think number one has to be Sean McVay.
There you go, Coop. I agree.
Just because he's literally, when you talk about coaches who are like literally geniuses, he literally is a genius. From Jared Goff to Matt Stafford, the system that he is like put in place, and instantly found with Matt Stafford, whole new team, instantly found success, won a Super Bowl. They should have been bad. They should have instantly been bad. They had one down season, and then they were back in the playoffs in contention. I mean, I like. How long? Well, how long has he been coaching? Not 8 years, 9 years.
9 years, I think.
And he's just been. It's just been, like.
And his resume is awesome, really.
Yeah, stellar performance after stellar performance from him. Now, that's not to take anything away from these other guys, because they're also both in like top 10 coaches in the league, potentially.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan, another genius. His offensive mind is unreal. But when you're in a conference with Sean McVay, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah. And you can't forget the Shanahan tree, coaching tree.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the
coaching tree.
The Shanahan coaching tree is just amazing. I mean, there's the famous picture of all those guys standing on the sidelines at what was the Washington Redskins. Yeah. And you have KOC, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, McDaniels. Who else was on? I mean, like, there's all these guys now that are just geniuses. But don't get me wrong. I think Kyle Shanahan will win a Super Bowl, but like, anytime he comes up against a strong defensive coach, I mean, like we were talking about Steve Spagnuolo. Steve Spagnuolo owns him.
Yeah.
I mean, he cannot beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
and
cannot.
It's now I know the Chiefs weren't that great last year, but
yeah. And by the way, Kyle Shanahan has blown 2 Super Bowls if you count Kyle Shanahan on the Falcons as a coaching.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really struggle to blame the 49ers or Kyle Shanahan for the first one they lost. I mean, Brock Purdy tore his UCL.
Yeah.
2 games before that and tried to come out, and you could tell it wasn't working. And, they did the best they could with what they had. And, the Eagles snuck it out there, but I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of tough.
This is tough.
Yeah.
This is tough. I'm going to say Sean McVay.
Okay.
I'm going to say he's number 1. And I think that he's going to make something happen now with the team that he has put together, or they've assembled there in LA. And then after that,
McDonald.
I don't know. What you guys just tell me your picks right now, and I'll tell you what mine is, because I have one in my head, but I want to see if I'm a tiebreaker or if we're all the same.
I would say McDonald for 2nd place and Shanahan 3rd place.
Okay, Cooper.
Yeah, I would agree just because of the turnaround and Super Bowl victory with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Then I won't even throw my pick out there.
Okay.
Because that would not have been my pick. I just really like Kyle Shanahan. I think that he's a smart coach.
Yeah.
And I think that McDonald is as well. I think obviously, like, to take a team like the Seahawks, who, I mean, they got a new quarterback that year. Like, how often do you go a new system quarterback and win a Super Bowl other than Sean McVay?
Almost never.
Yeah, you just never do that, especially a guy like Sam Darnold. To be able to take a Sam Darnold who, like we were saying at the beginning, was basically washed up, was one play away from his career ending, to being a Super Bowl champion quarterback. I mean, that's pretty impressive. So I can get behind that. But in the same breath, to take Brock Purdy and make him a Super Bowl contending quarterback is pretty impressive as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's very close between McDonald and Shanahan there. Really all 3 of them. Yeah, really all 3 of them, to be honest. Okay, Giovanni, you got our scores here?
I'm starting with Seahawks first, and I got 19.
Seahawks, 19 points. So you went the back way.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do the Rams.
Could you zoom out?
Yeah, zoom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Zoom out.
Yes.
Yep. There we go.
All right, perfect.
There we go.
27.
The Rams.
Wow.
Yeah, Rams 27.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Definitely crazy. 1 plus. I'll do Cardinals. $14 for Cardinals. All right, 49ers. 4. Oh, wait. 3. There we go. 4. 24 for Niners.
It's close.
I think it's 20 for 49ers, not 24.
20 for the 49ers?
Yeah.
I'll start doing some math here.
3, 7, 9, 11. 15.
Yeah, that's 20.
20.
20.
Yeah, it's 20. Yeah,
Got
it's
it.
20. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So it's just they're leading, and the Rams are leading in most of the key areas. Yeah, I think that the Rams are a good team. Here's the thing: is whoever comes out on top of this division is going to be the healthiest team.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to that, in my opinion. I mean, that kind of wraps up our NFC West breakdown here.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be whoever's healthiest. Even the Cardinals have a shot at it. I mean, they're not a bad team. They're probably weakest at quarterback position, but when it comes down to it, they're not a bad team. They just play in a really tough division. So, if any of those teams lose those starting quarterbacks, other than maybe the 49ers, because we saw what Mac Jones was able to do last year, could be tough.
Yeah.
So those all match up. Those look good to you guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. So that concludes all of the. Let me get us back to. Get us back to where we can see each other here. Okay.
There we go.
There we are. Yeah. No. So Kenny, our 49ers fan, he is not wrong. They have no depth. If anyone gets hurt on that team, they are in big trouble. But they've put together a super team. Best team money can buy, right? So, but.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so now we are on to the segment of the show where we break down this week in sports. I know Giovanni Schefter over there.
I was going to say, can you do what we're going to talk about next week first?
Sure. Yeah. Let's talk about, okay. So going into next week, for those of you that are tuned in now or stuck around this far, our plan for next week is that we are going to, all three of us prior to the episode are going to sit down and we're going to make our rankings list of the 32 teams. So up to this point, these power rankings that we've been doing have been based on that division and that division alone. That's why some of these seem so skewed. Like, so for example, the 49ers are probably a top 7 or 8 team in the league, but they play in the best division in the league. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those, like, we want to now step back, look at all the positives and the negatives that we've just been breaking down for the last 4 weeks. And we want to say, okay, all three of us are going to sit down and put together our 32, and that might be difficult to put them in order, and then compare them to each other. Maybe do a little averaging, that kind of thing. Come out with the Top Gun podcast cumulative result, and then also put out each of our own professional opinions. So I think that'll be fun to do as well. It'll be fun to look at all that, and we can make a fun little graphic or whatever it may be. But Are
we not going to do the NFL preseason games at all?
Yeah, I figured that's what we could kind of work into the week. Let's talk about this week in sports.
Absolutely.
So I meant for next week.
Yeah, I mean, we'll wrap that up into the end of the segment for next week as well, just like we're going to do today, if you guys would like. We won't spend a whole lot of time on it. As I go down through and I look at, some of these scores,